Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the regression. What is regression? How this is going to be working. First we'll start with the introduction. Regression is a well-known statistical technique to model the predictive relationship between a several independent variable and one dependent variable. Here it is going to establish the relationship between the independent variables and dependent variable. That whatever the relationship is there, that is going to be shown in the model, predictive model, using the statistical techniques like equations. In that form we are going to show that one. Take example, what is independent variable and the dependent variable. See, age is an dependent variable. Date of birth is an independent variable. Age is going to be depending on the date of birth. So the age is going to become a dependent variable and the date of birth is an independent variable. The objective is to find the best fitting curve for the dependent variable in multi-dimensional space with each independent variable being a dimension. Our main objective is to find the curve based on the dependent variable and the independent variable. How to do this one? See, we have to take the dependent variable in one axis and the independent variable in another one axis. Based on that one, we have to put the data points. For these data points, we have to find out the line. Line we have to find out. Best fitting curve we have to find out. It may be a straight line or it may be a curve. We have to find out that one. That is a thing. Our objective is to find the best fitting curve for the dependent variable and the independent variable. The curve may be a straight line or it may be a non-linear curve. The quality of fit of the curve to the data can be measured by a coefficient of correlation, that is R, that is equal to the square root of amount of variance. Next, the key steps for regression. How to work with a regression. First, what we have to do is we have to collect or list all the variables available for making the model. First, collecting all the variable, then we have to establish a dependent variable of interest. Which variable we have, which is depending on the independent variable, that you have to find out. Examine visual relationship between the variable of interest. Which are the variables we are interested in? That on that variable we have to start establishing the relationship. That is visually, by seeing that one we can predict that relationship we have to establish. Then find a way to predict the dependent variable using the other variable. We have to find one way to predict what is the relationship between these two. We'll take an example of the age and the date of birth. There are the two variables. We have collected the two variables to construct the model to finding the current age of the person. Then what we have to do is we have to identify the dependent variable. Dependent variable here is a age. Age is depending on the date of birth. Our aim is to find the current age of a person. So first our variable of interest is going to become a date of birth and the age. See, dependent variable is going to become a age, that is our interest. Next, visually examine what will be the relationship between the age and date of birth. Visually examine and find out the relationship between that one. What is the age? Age is equal to current year minus a date of birth. Then you will get the age. Visually we can examine that one. Visually examine and find out the relationship between the two variables. Then we have to find, we are going to predict the dependent variables. We are going to predict the dependent variables based on the existing other variables. That is the thing. This is the key steps for the regression model. Next we'll discuss the correlations and relationship. Here correlation coefficients are used to measure the strength of the relationship between the two variables. See, we are going to see in that the establishing the two relationship between the variables. Now, what is the strength of that relationship between the age and the date of birth? That we are going to be measuring with the correlation coefficient. Correlation is a quantitative measure and it is measured in the normalized range of 0 to 1. The correlation is going to be measured between 0 to 1. Whatever the relationship, it is going to be measuring that things, all the measuring values will be fitting in the 0 to 1. All the values are normalized and fit to the between 0 to 1. Here 1 is going to tell that a perfect relationship between the two variables. 0 is going to tell that no relationship is there between the variables. If the values are between 0 and 1, then it is going to tell that some relationship is there between the two variables. Next, there are two types of the relationships are there. One is a positive relationship, another one is a negative or an inverse relationship. Positive relationship is a relationship between two variables in which both variables move in the same direction. If the two variables are going to be moving in the same direction, then it is a positive relationship. If the relationship is going to be moving in the opposite direction, then it is going to be told as a negative or an inverse relationship. This is the two types of the relationship. Here, correlation coefficient is going to be measured with the R. R is equal to, it is a summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by square root of summation of x minus x bar square into summation of y minus y bar square. Using this one, we are going to measure the correlation coefficient. Here what is x bar? X bar is a mean of a x. Y bar is a mean of a y. And x and y are the two variables. On these two variables, we are finding the correlation coefficient. Next, we will see the visual look at a relationship. Here, we are going to show this one using the scatter plot. Scatter plot is a simple exercise for plotting all the data points between two variables on a two-dimensional graph. This is going to provide a visual layout for all the data points placed in the two-dimensional space. This scatter plot can be useful for graphically showing the relationship between the two variables. Whatever the scatter plot is there, it is going to show the relationship between the two variables. See here, a variable, two variables are there. Here, one is there along the x-axis, another one will be there along the y-axis. These two variables are going to be shown the relationship. See here, we are going to put the data points here for the x and the y. Based on this, it is going to show the relationship. What is the relationship between the x and y? Here, this can be shown with a linear, curvilinear and the no relationship. There are three types of the relationships are there. We are going to see those things. Here, if in this A, it is going to show the very strong linear relationship between the variable x and the y. This means value of a y increases proportional with the x. How the value of x is increasing? Like that, the value of y is also gone increasing. X is high, y is high. X is low, y is low. Both y and x are in proportionally increasing with each other. That it is going to show. Here in this one, it is the inverse. How the y value increases, then x value decreases. y value decreases, x value increases. This is going to show the inverse relationship. Here y is going to be decreasing proportional with the x. Next is a curvilinear. This curvilinear relationship. Here this C diagram, it is going to show the inverse relationship. A value of a y decreases proportional to the x. X increases, y decreases. Both are in the inverse proportional. See, this curvilinear, this is going to show the relationship in the form of an arc of a circle. It is going to show in the form of an arc, which can be represented by a simple quadratic equation. This we can establish with a simple quadratic equations. D also the same. It is also curvilinear. Here the value of the x go on increasing with the value of the y. This is a positive relationship. Here it is an inverse relationship. Here it is a positive relationship. Here there is no relationship between the x and y. No data points are varying with the x or a y. All are constant. All are scattered here. So there is no relationship between the x and y. These two are not going to show any relationship between the variables. This is about the visual look at the relationship. So to visually looking the relationship, we are going to plot the graphs. Scatter plot is the best one, so we are going to follow that one. Okay, we'll move to the next. Next is a regression exercise. We'll start with the regression problems. How to solve the regression problems. First, a regression model is described as a linear equation that have a y as a dependent variable, that is a variable being predicted, and x is an independent variable, that is a predictor variable. See, we are here in this regression, we are going to take two variables, y is a dependent and x is an independent variable. Here many independent variables and only one dependent variable will be there in this regression equation. For this linear equation, we are going to have this equation y equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus epsilon, where beta 0 and the beta 1 are constant and coefficient for x variable. They are the coefficient of the x variable. Beta 1 is the coefficient of the x variable. Beta 0 is a one constant. Epsilon is a random error variable. These are the things. Next, we'll start solving the problems. Find a regression equation to predict a house price from the size of the house based on the sample house price data. See, in the problems, they will be giving the data set which is having the sample house prices and the size of the house. From this one, what we have to do is we have to predict one regression equation which is going to give a house price for the sizes of the house. That is our work. So to do this one, first what we have to do is we have to establish the relationship between the house price and the size. That we are going to do with the R. First we have to find out the correlation coefficient. Based on that one, the relationship is going to be established. So first we have to find out the correlation. What is the correlation? Correlation R is equal to x into x bar y into y bar divided by square root of x in x minus x bar square summation of y minus y bar square. That we have to find out. Here to finding that one, first we have to find out the x bar and the y bar. First thing is to plot the graph. Visual looking we have to check out. By visually looking, we are going to see the straight line here for the whatever the given data is there. For the size and the house price, we have to put the data points. Based on the data points, we have to put the one line, which that line is should cover the more number of the data points. Here this is going to cover the more number of data points. We have put the line and it is a positively increasing. So we are going to start with the solution. Here we have to find out the x minus x bar, y minus y bar, this one. These are all the things we have to find out. What is the x bar? X bar is the sum of the values divided by total number of values. First we have to do the addition of these all the things, that is the sum of a x, then you have to do the sum of the y, and total number you have to take down. Total is 15. This addition a total number, this is the value. This is x bar value, this is a y bar value. Next, r is equal to, we have to find out. We got all the values here. This value is there, this value is there, and the square is also we have done. Multiplication we have done, and these two multiplication also we have done. Everything is data is there. We have to fill that data here, and we have to find out the r. What is the r value? We have to find out. We have to fill all the things, find out the r. This is our r. We need the x bar, we need the y bar, and we need the r. After finding the r, we have to find the beta 1. Beta 1 is equal to r into xy divided by sx. Standard deviation of y divided by the standard deviation of the x. What is the formula for finding the standard deviation? Standard deviation of a x is equal to find the standard deviation of x, the formula is sx equal to square root of summation of x minus x bar square divided by n minus 1. Sy is equal to standard deviation of y is equal to summation square root of summation of y minus y bar square divided by n minus 1. By applying this formula, you have to find out the standard deviation of y and the standard deviation of, we got these values, and r value is already there. We are going to take this r value and we will find out the beta 1. Next, beta 0 we have to find out. Beta 0 is equal to y bar minus beta 1 into a mean of a x. Here these values are already there here. This value is y mean, and here it is of x mean. We have to fill that one, and beta 1 is value we have found already. It's there here. We have to use the same thing. Then we'll find out this answer. Now we got the beta 0, beta 1, r value. We have to take these things and we have to proceed next. Next we have to go next here. A regression model between the two variables will produce the output as follows. What we got the r equal to 0.891. See, we found the r and we found the r square. We can find the r square equal to 0.791. We have to square this one, we'll get this value. And intercept value is a beta 0, and the beta 1 is this size of the house. This is the next we have to take the correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient is 0.891. We have to find the r square. R square is, it is going to show the total variance. What is the total variance is r square. R square we have found is 0.794. It is a 0.794. 0.794 value we found out. Here 79% is it is going to show. This shows that this is a 79%. This 79% is going to show that two variables are moderately and positively correlated with each other. So both, it is going to tell that both the variables are dependent on each other. 79% relationship is there between the house price and the size. So we can establish the relationship for these two variables using the regression model. So we are going to establish the regression equation for the two variable y and the x. Y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus this epsilon error. See, error is, we are taking it is negligible, so we are going to remove that error here. Then we are going to fill this remaining values. Here what is the beta 0 value? Beta 0 is a beta 0 value is minus 54191. So the beta 0 value is going to become minus this. minus this value. Next, a beta 1 value is this, beta 1, and the x is a size of the house. X is the size of house, y is, x is the size of the house, y is the size of the price. Here, this is a price. See, from this formula we have established. See, I am going to give that my house area is 2000 square feet. Find out the house price. What you are going to do? You are going to fill in this equation size 2000. 2000 into this one minus 54191. You are going to do the minusing, then we are going to get the house price. That it is going to show that prediction. House price can be predicted by the size of the house. Next, we'll move for the next one. Next is the next problem. We are going to take another one variable for the same problem, that is the number of rooms. Based on the number of rooms, the size of the house is price of the house is going to be varying. We are going to predict a model for this one. This is the same house price data. Here we are going to add the number of rooms for that one. Okay, we'll go for the next. What we have to find out? We have to first visually look at the data and we have to plot the graph. Otherwise, you can directly write the correlation matrix among the variables. This is a correlation matrix among all the variables that we have shown. The above table is going to show the house price has a strong correlation with the number of rooms, that is a 0.944. Thus need to add the variable to the regression model, which is going to add the strength of the model. So we can see it is going to show that it is a strongly related. The rooms of the number of rooms is going to be strongly related to the house price. So what we are going to do is because of that one we are going to add this number of room in the equation regression model. So we have to find the same procedure you have to use to find the regression model. The R value we have to find out, and we have to find the beta 0, beta 1, the same thing you have to continue to find out these things. We have found out here directly. I will put the answers. You have to find out. If you have any problems you can contact me. Here 0.984, this is a R square is a 0.968. We have to do the square of this one. We are going to get this one. Using those equations we have found this all the answers. Here the correlation coefficient is a 0.984. R square is a measure of a total variance, which is 0.968. that is a total 97%. The 97% it is going to be related with that one. So we are going to, the two variables are positively and strongly correlated with each other. So adding a new relevant variable is going to help, or it is going to improve the strength of the regression model. So the regression equation is going to become house price equal to these values we have to add out. See, another one variable we are going to add here. The what is the y? Y is equal to beta 0. See, this is this formula is going to be changing. Y is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x plus beta 2 z. Another one variable is there, so we have to take another one variable here. First beta 0 is there. Here this is a constant variable. We are going to add here. This is a constant variable. Next we will go for the remaining variables. This, what is the x? X is the size of the house. So this is the size of a house. Here it is a x, and the beta 1 we have to add out here, beta 2, and the another one variable is a z here. This is going to become a z, this is going to become a x. Here this is a beta 1 and this is a beta 2. Here it is a beta 0. You have to fill everything here in the formula and we have to find out the things. See, if another one variable you are going to add, here you have to take that plus a beta 3. Another one variable, you can take anything, a. go on increasing based on the number of variables which are related to each other. That relation you have to find out first. Correlation coefficient you have to find out, then you have to find out the total variance. Based on this variable, you have to decide that you should add that variable or not. See here, for this number of rooms, the variance is 97. Means the both are interrelated. The relationship between the rooms, number of rooms, and the house price is 97%. Both are related 97%. So this is going to establish a positive and a strong relationship between those two variables. So we are going to add. If it is less, you are not going to add that variable in this regression equation. You have to see this value, and then we have to decide that we have to add this variable or no. See, got to know this one, how exactly it works. Then we'll move to the next one. Predict the house price of for the following. 2000 square foot house price is there. Number of room is 3. What is the house price? You have to add simply in this formula and you have to get this value. Got to know this one, how it works? Next, we are going for the non-linear regression exercise. We are moving for the non-linear regression. Non-linear means a curvilinear. A relationship between the variable may be a curvilinear. Previously in graph you have seen, it will be in like a curves. Here whatever the data will be there, it will be in this form of a curve. Like this, anything. This is a curvilinear. We'll start with the problem only directly. We'll see with that one in here. Given a past data from the electricity consumption and the temperature, predict the electricity consumption from the temperature. We have to predict the electricity consumption based on the temperature. They are going to tell the temperature and this kilowatts. Kilowatts, that is the electricity, and the temperature correlated to each other. We have to predict the energy consumption based on this temperature. First, what you have to do is you have to find out the relationship between these two. You have to see, we are plotted a graph for that one. Here it is a curvilinear. There is no relationship is going to be establishing. If you are putting a line, it is going to collect only few data points. It is not going to cover more data points. This is our graph here. This is the graph. It's not going to cover the more data values. First we will find out the R, the relationship between the temperature and the kilowatts, that is the energy consumption, is a curvilinear model. By seeing that model, we can tell that it is a curvilinear model, which it hits bottom at the certain values of a temperature. And we have to find out the regression model. What is the relationship between that one? A relationship is 0.77 and the R square is going only a 70%. The R square is going to become 70%. 70% variance that is not allowed. We cannot add that one into a equation. That will not predict the correct values. If you are going to get a relationship a 60%, 50%, then you should not add those things in a equation. If you are adding, then your prediction is going to become wrong. So what they are going to what we have to do is we have to do the variation for that variable. What we have did, we'll see here. A regression model can be enhanced by introducing a non-linear, a quadratic variable temperatures. We have to find out. We are taking this temperature square in the equation. The second line in a scatter graph. A second line in a scatter graph shows the relationship between the kilowatts and the temperature. And both are strongly related each other. What we did is, next time we have taken the temperature square and this kilowatt energy. Then both are fitting in a straight line. So the both are correlated with each other. Now we are going to find out the R. R is going to become a 0.992 and the R square is a 0.984. Based on this one, we are going to find out the other things. Our correlation coefficient of a regression model is 0.99 and the variance, total variance is 9.9844. This means that the both are very strongly and positively correlated with each other. This whatever the r square is there, it is going to show that both the variables are strongly and positively correlated with each other. So we are going to add that one in the equation. Now we can add that one in the equation. We are going to take a two variables here. First one is a one temperature. The y is equal to one temperature variable also we are going to take. One, that is the first beta 0 we are going to take. See, what we are going to do is here beta 0, beta 1 x, beta 2 z. Another one variable we are going to be taking here. See here, this z is a temperature square. The z is a temperature square. We are going to take another variable as a temperature square here. This is our z and this is our x, and this is a beta 0, beta 1 and the beta. These are the variables we are going to take and we are going to find out the answer. So based on this, whatever the total variance is there, r square, based on this one we have to predict the model. If this value is less, then we cannot draw a equation or a regression model. So what we have to do is we have to try to find some other things. For this one we have did that squaring of that one. It is going to establish a strong relationship between the two variables. So we did and we found out the equation. Now in this equation we are going to predict the value, k watt value when the temperature is 70. Predict the k watt value when the temperature value is 72. Means what you are going to do here, you are going to fit the 72 and temperature square here we are going to add here. Then we are going to find the energy consumption when the temperature is 72. If you calculate this one, you will find the answer. Next we will move for the logistic regression. Logistic regression. It works with a dependent variable that have a categorical variable or a categorical values. Previously we have seen the numerical values. Here we are going to see about the categorical variables. It means a relationship between a categorical dependent variable and one or more independent variables. See, categorical variables means the variables like, take an example of a blood type AB, O. These are some of the samples of the blood. That is going to become a categorical example. Categorical values may be, it may be a numbers or it may be a any character that will be there here. See, another one example, it is used to predict the whether patient has a given disease based on the observed characteristics of the patient. What we are going to do here, patient is having the fever, yes or a no. The values of the categorical variables values are yes or a no. Next, another one we are going to check that a patient is going to have the cough, yes or a no. Like this, the variables of the categorical values will be there. A logistic regression model use probability score as the predicted values of the dependent variable. It takes a natural logarithmic of the probability of the dependent variable and creates a continuous creation as a transformed version of the dependent variable. Thus, logic transformation is used as a dependent variable. Dependent variable is a binomial one. Logic is continuous function upon which a linear regression is conducted. Here it is going to, this graph is going to show the logic function. Here it will be like this. A general logic function with the independent variable on a horizontal axis and a dependent variable on the vertical axis. Next, we will see the advantages of the regression model. Regression model advantages are, it is easy to understand because they built on basic statistical principles. That correlation is there, correlation coefficients, variance, these all are the basic elements of the statistics. So it is very easy to understand the common people. Simple algebraic equations which are easy to understand. Simple equations are there here. No complications. So it is easy for understand and it is easy for use. Easy to understand measuring terms. It is very easy for understanding the measuring terms which are correlation coefficient and some other related statistical parameters. Good predictive power than other models. All variables can include in the models. See, if you require all the models are necessary to add in the model, you can add. If you don't want, you can leave the sum of the variables. Tools are pervasive as they found in statistical package as well as the data mining package. See, MS Excel spreadsheet can also provide a simple regression model capability. These are the advantages. Next, we'll see some of the disadvantages. Regression model cannot work on covering. It is not going to cover the poor quality of the data. It is not going to work on the collinearity problems. If the independent variable have a strong correlation among themselves, then they will eat each other predictive power and regression coefficient will lose their rigidness. This is the one problem. Unwieldy and unreliable if large number of variables are included in the model. On non-linear data, automatically user need to be added to improve its fit by imagine the kind of additional terms. For the non-linear data, what we have to do? We have to imagine and we have to add some extra terms. See here, temperature was not directly related with the energy consumption. What we have did? We have taken the temperature square. So that you have to imagine. We have to square or we have to take a square root. That we have to imagine the some additional terms. With a categorical variable but only work on numerical data but can deal by creating a multiple new variable with the yes and no. If it is a categorical variable, we have to find out some numerical variable of the data by creating a multiple new variables like yes and no. These are the some of the disadvantage. Okay, we have completed this regression. If you have any doubts, you can put in the comment section.